Hey world, it's your host Marshall, and thanks for tuning into my podcast, runONthoughts. Here we talk about everything and nothing because we are not afraid to be all of ourselves even as we evolve. And that's my thought for my fellow thought thinkers as we unpack our traumas, past hurts, and other BS. Y'all ready? Let's go. Hey thought thinkers, it's a rainy Sunday morning in New York City and I am excited to be here even though today it is going to be extremely hot. So with that, I want to get right into today's episode 124. I'm keeping it simple, bitter or better. So many of us are out in the world with fears, with ideas, with pain, with agony, not knowing exactly what to do with ourselves. But before we get in, I want to stand in a place of gratitude and thank anyone who has listened for the very first time. I want to thank all of you who are listening from the beginning and who have been on this journey with me of unpacking and unlearning all of the shit. I want us to learn how to take accountability, and I welcome you to go to runONthoughts.com to listen, to subscribe, and to become a thought thinker, because it is imperative that even when we are listening, we are learning how to critically think, and we are learning how to think thoughtfully. With that, I am ready for bitter or better. And how can we turn life's trials into triumphs? Because guess what, y'all? The trials, they are going to come, but they do not have to shape who you are, right? Are you letting life's challenges make you bitter? Or are you using them? You see that word? Are you using them to become a better you? All of the things that we talk about, everything that we talk about, honestly, it's all about using the shit. Because I don't want you to just open the baggage, dump the shit out, and not do anything with it, right? Yes, I want you to unpack it. And what do I mean when I say unpack? I want you to go through it. Don't just open it up. Go through it. Don't be afraid. Yes, some of it is going to hurt. Feel what you feel. It is okay to feel every single thing that you feel. But then I want you to sit with it. Acknowledge the bad things about it. It's okay to acknowledge the bad things about it. I want you to acknowledge the bad things about it. And then I want you to see how you can use that energy of what has happened to you and use it to shape who you want to become. What have you learned, right? Because we are all out here living a life, but life is full of upside downs, and it can be easy to feel weighed down by setbacks, disappointments, and struggles. That is normal, guys. But what if the adversity you face, the adversity that we all face, what if could be the very thing that shapes us into stronger, more resilient, more vulnerable, happier individuals, right? I want us to explore these moments in our lives, these hard times in our lives, when so many of us feel like life is ending and you don't know what to do. I want you to stand 10 toes down in the feeling. It doesn't matter if it's been personal loss, career setbacks, health challenges, relationship struggles. Can you use it as a turning point for growth, for self-discovery, for empowerment? It is important to use what you got to get what you want. Isn't that crazy? The mind. The mind is a powerful tool, y'all. The mind is a powerful tool. So many of us do not realize that we have given up so much power to the outside world that we don't know that the power lies within us. We are the power. We're always looking for what is out there, but the truth is it's in you already. No, seriously, it is in you already. Right? Your brain and your body, it adapts to hardship. The body is always trying to protect you. The brain is always trying to protect you. When you feel the pain, when your gut is hurting, when your soul is hurting, all of those things, even when you are sick, it is the body and the brain, it is trying to talk to you. But most of the time, we are not listening. We are so busy in the rat race of life that we are not listening. Right? Have you ever been sitting or sat or walking or feeling this thing and you're trying to figure out or questioning how you can bounce back from a difficult experience or wondering if there's any upside to your struggle? There is always an upside to your struggle. But so many times we are so busy moving forward that we don't take the time to sit and rejoice in our triumphs. I know that there are people who say, don't look back, you must look back. And it doesn't mean stay back, but it means give yourself the grace and the space to see how far you have really come. Stop judging your successes by the success of other people. You got to judge your success by how far you've come. How far have you come? Don't sit and dwell in what other people have, right? Do not sit and dwell on what your friends have or what social media is sharing in their moments. None of us know what is happening before or after. All we know is what we see, but sometimes we can look for enjoyment. Sometimes we can look because we're nosy. But at the end of the day, we still have to have a relationship with ourselves. Everything that we discuss every week is about having a relationship with yourself. That is what I want for us. I want us to understand how to have a balanced relationship with ourselves. That's why I try to use terms that are extremes, because the goal is to live in the middle. There are going to be things that make you feel like you want to be bitter, but I want you to know that you can always be better. If you have been on this journey with me since the very beginning, then you know and understand that I do not believe in blind forgiveness. And if you believe in blind forgiveness, I respect that for you if it is working. But there are a number of people who have been taught and indoctrinated into the idea of blind forgiveness because they have been told that forgiveness is for you. And even though I understand that forgiveness is for me, then that also means that forgiveness is for me when I fucking want to. If someone is telling you that in order for you to be blessed, that in order for you to go to heaven, that in order for you to be happy, you have to forgive those who have trespassed against you, and you are not ready to forgive, then I am telling you that you will continue to suffer. Because when I hear people say that forgiveness is for you, I don't understand. It sounds like the language of those who want to keep you down while they get to continue to siphon the light out of you. Because I am inherently happy and at peace. And there are a number of people that I do not choose to forgive. But the part about forgiveness that so many, it feels like they are not talking about, is the part of forgiveness where even though I do not forgive you, I do not wish vengeance upon you. I cannot forgive you and release. Remember we talked about and? Two things can be true at the same damn time. I cannot forgive you and not seek vengeance upon you. See, I don't forgive you. But I recognize the universal energy, and I recognize that I have favor, and I recognize that I can let go of the vengeance because life and karma are real. And if you are not of good character, life and karma will take care of you. I don't have to do shit, including forgive you. And because I recognize that I do not have to forgive you, guess what else I'm not doing? Not feeling the bitterness and the weight of it. I am not afraid to say that those who are evil should not be here. Why are you afraid of that? You believe that the earth should have those who are sick and disgusting and who hurt and do evil things to our children should exist? No, no, no. But even with that thought, I recognize that so many of us are carrying the weight of other people's shit. And it is in the carrying the weight of the other people's shit that you are feeling heavy. And that heaviness is what is making you feel the bitterness. It's the weight of it. They are siphoning your light. Darkness understands and sees who has power. And it wants to take your light from you. And I am here to tell you that stop. Stop giving your light to the darkness, because I keep telling you guys that the only power darkness has is in convincing you to give them your light, to keep the secret, to walk with your head down, to feel shame, to not understand that you can simply put your head up, that you can simply have a conversation with yourself out loud, and you can learn from the trespassers against you, and you can use them to be triumphant. I have had so many losses in my life. And there are people who do not believe that so many things have happened to me. And the reason that they don't believe that so many things have happened to me is because I exist in a state of gratitude. I am not always in a state of joy. I am not always in a state of misery. I am a full human being giving myself permission to feel everything that I feel. But even when I am feeling it, when I am in joy, I want more joy. When I am agony, I define the agony. I define how I am feeling, and I make sure that I am listening to my body to see, is my body communicating with me about a natural born threat, or is it a past threat? Because the brain and the body are habitual. They are trying to protect you. And you have to be in sync with your mind and your body to hear, to listen, to understand. And if your soul can see that you are not at threat, then you get to talk to your mind and your body and say, I am safe. I am safe. I feel good. Recite the 7 chakras to yourself. You have power, but so many of us have given our power to others. There are so many people who are wondering, why does evil seem like it wins? And the truth of the law of attraction works for everybody if you believe it is so. Do you believe? So many of us talk down to ourselves. So many of us talk down about our lives. So many of us feel shame about things that have been done to us. And instead of choosing to live in the light and become better, we exist in the bitter. But bitter grows in your body, and bitter becomes sickness. Bitter is like poison. Bitter is letting the enemy thrive. Because when you are bitter, you have let the enemy and these negative agencies step into your universe and take your light. And that is what it wants to do. It wants to take your light. It wants you to share in its darkness so that it can use your light. Because let me tell you something, even about evil. It still needs your light to thrive. All of the things that are being unearthed right now about predators and about liars and cheaters and whoever else ain't shit, they needed the submission of good people. And they use fear and they use shame to keep you quiet. And I want to give you permission to raise your head to the sky, hold out your arms, and understand that you are whatever you say you are. Have you lost a job? Have you been in unhealthy relationships? Have you been pained? Have you been victimized? We are all on earth having a human experience, and some of it is good and some of it ain't shit because some people ain't shit. That is a fact. But you give them power when you quit. You give them power when you do not practice discernment for yourself. You give them power when you do not give yourself grace. Isn't that crazy? So many of us are not giving ourselves grace. And when you are not giving yourself grace, that is when the bitterness is eroding your insights. It is changing your perception. It is changing how you see the world. It is stopping you from fulfilling your goals and your dreams, because bitterness is essentially giving up your light. You're giving it up so that when you give it up, darkness comes and picks it up and uses it and gets to wear the mask. It gets to wear the mask of goodness. It gets to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. It gets to reap what you have sowed. But I am telling you to stop being bitter. You guys know that I lost my mom to drugs. Of course, that could make you bitter to go through life as a young girl with no mother. And yes, that still hurts to this day. And that pain of not having a mother is never going to go away. But remember, two things can be true at the same time. Because I recognize that I have an angel or an ancestor or someone there with me, not because I believe this is true for everybody, but because I feel it. I see it in my life choices. I see it in who comes into my life at every level to take me to the next stage. I see it. I feel it. Right? I see that my mother has used other people to do her job when she could not be here. I see it in how I mother. I see it in the pain of not having a mother, how I chose to be a better mother. You see how I used what could have made me bitter to be better? I became a teen mom. I was scared out of my mother effing mind. But instead of focusing on what I did not have, I focused on what I wanted, and I yielded to the universe to open a portal to get me there. You see what I'm saying? When I flunked out of school, even though I am a smart girl, I was stupid in my decisions. That is a fact. And when I matured and was ready to go back to school because I wanted to be a powerful force for my son and show him that we finish what we start, the first time I tried to get back into school, I was rejected. But I said, universal energy, I need your help. So I tried to get back into school again. And this time I said something, or I listened and I heard. She said, sweetie, it is going to be nearly impossible for you to graduate with the necessary GPA. And I said, nearly? Nearly impossible? Well, nearly impossible if you are always listening out for life's angels and opportunities and blessings. I heard that it was possible. Nearly impossible still means that there is a possibility. And I yielded and told that lady that if she let me in, I would not let her down, me down, my son down, or this opportunity down. And she let me in. And I went on to get my degree, and then I continued to get another degree, and I graduated cum laude. And it was hard, y'all. I was in school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and even on damn Sundays. I was in school, all while being a mother and working and cooking and cleaning and still checking homework and still trying to have experiences with my son, all while neglecting my insides and my body and my soul. I was on a mission. But I knew that the goal was for me to be better. I could see the people and the places who have been sent into my life to help guide me to the next stage of life. There are people who think that I have never been in bad relationships. Are you effing stupid? Of course I have been in horrible relationships. Horrible, y'all. Horrible. Horrible. Because I held on to pain, right? And I led with pain. And when you lead with pain, you meet pain. We are mirrors to each other. I am no longer attracted to what I used to be attracted to because I am not leading with pain. I am leading with joy and laughter. And that means that I am looking for joy and laughter. And that means that I am mirroring joy and laughter. I tell you guys that I used to say that I had daddy issues. And when you lead with daddy issues, you meet men like your daddy with issues. But when I recognized that my daddy had issues and that I was not going to wear the pain and the shame of my daddy's issues, and that I could make a choice about who I was going to be, the bitterness of not having a daddy the way in which I wanted to have a daddy was lifted. I am not going to carry the shame and the burden of other people's shit. And I don't want you to carry the shame of other people's shit. Let it go. Give it back. It is not yours to carry, because when you are carrying the bitterness bag, people see it. And those that mean you no good will come and promise you that they are going to take your burdens, and I am telling you that they can't. Their bitter bags are as big as yours, and all they are going to do is make your baggage heavier. Stop carrying the weight of bitterness. Sit with your fucking self and understand that life is always happening. But you get to decide how you are going to perceive said life. You get to unpack it. You get to understand that if you are learning the lesson, you are always living in a constant state of a blessing. I'm tired of talking to you guys. Bye.